All right.
So, hey everybody, this is Lisa Tomey Zonneveld, your host of Prolific Pulse Podcast. So happy to have you here today. And I'm especially happy to have Juntu Ahjee back into the house. Welcome back. It's been probably about 3 to 4 years since we've talked. Boy, that's a long time. You,
Yeah.
you didn't live out West Coast then.
No, I was living in Oklahoma City. That was 4 years ago. Yeah, I was living in Oklahoma City when we did this the last time, Lisa. And
Yeah,
now I'm currently in Nevada. I'm in Las Vegas. So
Las Vegas. See you out there gambling?
this is impossible to live here and be a gambler. It's just
Yeah.
I don't recommend it.
You'd be broke all the time, probably.
Pretty much. And there's a lot of homeless people to show for that. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't engage. I go to shows,
Hmm.
just go to check out a show or something, or just do regular things. But
Yeah.
no, I mean it's actually they got a lot of nice areas out here.
I've heard it's really nice out there. I've never been there. My daughter and has been out there with my sister. Neither one of them are into the casino thing either, and they mostly just like the lay of the land there. I just think it's kind of nice. And so yeah, I lived in a town that had a couple of casinos in Iowa. And yeah, you do see an increase in homelessness, and it's a pretty
Yes.
sad situation. So yeah, it would be difficult, people. So good for you. So, and you are spending more and more time with writing and producing your books and getting them out. So what's your news? What's your book news?
Well, currently I just completed my third poetry book, Ebonology Book 3,
Mhm.
about a month ago, and as you know, I had a quite a bit of an obstacle trying to get the formatting corrected on that.
Yeah, it can be a
Uh,
challenge.
yeah, Amazon was giving me the blues, as far as trying to get that published, and so that's the complete trilogy, Ebonology Book 2, and now Book 3, available only on Amazon. I just decided to keep it exclusively on Amazon Kindle. For those who have Kindle, they can pick up the book for free, or if you so choose to make a donation, purchase the book, that'd be nice too. And I like to encourage people to leave reviews of the
Yes.
books, whether you like them or not. I mean, if it's a bad review, that's fine. Good reviews are better,
Mhm.
but reviews really do help artists.
They
I mean,
really do. And
yes,
people don't take enough time to do reviews.
yeah. Even
Um,
if it's just put some stars out there or something. I mean,
mm,
anything. It really does help. People do see those things. Um, so yeah, as far as new books, that is my most current book, Ebonology Book 3, and it's a poetry book, nonfiction. And I believe the first time when we spoke the last time, I had just completed Ebonology Book 1.
mhm.
And so, yeah, since I've been here in Nevada, I've written 3 books, and so that's done. And then also, Two Peas in the Pod was actually a book that I had written and published 2 years ago. It's currently on ebook format, but it got picked up by Pegasus Publishing in the UK. And so I got
Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah, so that's going to be a wider release. It's going to be available in a hardcover, paperback, ebook, Audible. Um, that's my first time going through a actual publisher, so that was an experience in itself. Um,
Is Audible going to be with your voice?
nah, oh, I doubt it. I kind
Well,
of
that
doubt it.
would be nice, actually. You have a nice voice.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Writing a book is one thing. I don't know if I want to just read it, all the way, through. I just don't have the tenacity for that to do that. But it's probably going to be an AI, artificial intelligence voice. You know,
Yeah, I
yeah.
have that app for availability for some of the books that I have out there where I can put a voice to it. I only have one author that's doing that right now. Um, Most people want to have a human voice, and but you have to have human voice budget too. So
That's true.
yeah, and I looked into the pricing on a human narrating a book. It's pretty expensive. So it's for most people's budgets anyway. Did
Yeah.
you design the cover for Two Peas in a Pod?
Um, I can, sure.
No,
Yeah.
did you? No, did you
Oh,
design the
did I?
cover?
No, 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 ma'am. No, it's just right now it's just available only through ebook. But that's I'm looking for a holiday release through
Mhm.
Pegasus. If all goes well, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, praying about it. Um, I think well, just a little bit about the book, Two Peas in a Pod. It takes place 1975, 50 years ago, in Oklahoma, a little small town. I'm from Oklahoma originally, um, and takes place. It's about two adolescent boys, different sides of the tracks, one white, one black, and the friendship that evolves around them. And there's a hostility racial climate going on. This is after the civil rights. So there's a lot of different things going on. The dynamics of that um, takes place in a little small town, and then there's also a supernatural mystery element to it as well. So it's a coming of age tale, mystery, suspense, thriller type of genre. It's got different genres mixed in it, and a little on a personal note, I took on the like so in the what's it called? The forward, when I'm writing the forward page, the paragraph, there was an incident that actually took place with me back in 1977 where I nearly got killed by a train.
Yes. Oh,
And yeah, I was just a dumb kid, 8 years old. I was running around trying to chase the trains. I had a thing of doing that. And my pants leg got caught on one of the tracks. And I couldn't get my leg out. I was stuck and the train was hurtling, coming. And it's a white kid named Danny. He was riding his Schwinn bike. He saw me and he raced over there and took out his pocket knife and cut my jeans, loose and freed me. And we just barely missed the train,
yeah.
And yeah, Danny was a little older than me. I think Danny was like 12, and I was 8. And redhead kid, freckles and all that, and uh, so he was my best friend for that summer, And then his dad found out that he was playing with a black kid and nearly beat him half to death. Yeah, and so he came out and he was really into baseball, and so he gave me his baseball cards, and said goodbye to me. He said he couldn't play with me no more. Now his mom was cool. She would make lemonade and cookies for us and stuff like that, but his dad wasn't having it. And so I just kind of took the inspiration from that. That was like my first real experience with racism too, back in 1977 summer. And so I just took that little experience and just kind of elaborated on what those characters might have evolved into, and just put like a mystery, supernatural kind of twist to it. So that's kind of the gist of Two Peas in the Pod. I didn't want to give away too much, but it's
Yeah.
really it's basically just a coming of age tale, and it's got these different, kind of dark themes, surrounding it. But it also has a lot of humor as well. So yeah, check it out.
I
Oh, thanks.
think so.
By the way, you have, and so thank you for the review. I mean, but
Mhm.
yeah, to the audience, yeah, be sure to check that out. It's coming soon. And you should be able to get it in all your, all bookstores, Barnes and Nobles, or wherever you shop.
Great. I look forward to having that paperback in my hand. That will be one of your first customers, so
Thank
looking
you.
forward to it. And I'll even write another review.
Thank
Review
you.
to top the review.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you design the cover for the book?
No,
Or
ma'am. I had I was on Instagram one day and I saw an advertisement for a company called Get Covers. And
Mhm.
I think they're overseas too. I think they may be in the UK as well. And and I just thought I'd check it out. I clicked on the website, and the prices are very affordable. And
Mhm.
they and I just reached. I said, "Well, this is what I'm looking for," because I had a kind of a generic cover. The first cover was kind of generic, just some clip art that I had found, and I had went on Canva and just kind of did the wording and the fonts and all that. I kind of did it myself, and but I wasn't really happy with it. But it describes really it describes a scene at the end of the book, with the two boys. They're in a boat, and the black boys pointing at something, and they see the stranger or whatever in a canoe. And so that's where the book ends, and that's kind of the cover that I chose for the book. But so I just described to get covers what I was looking for, and that's what they came up with, and
Well,
I
it's
was like,
very nice. It's very
yeah,
attractive. I like it.
yeah, I was I was
It
I was like,
tells a
wow.
story. The cover tells a story.
Yeah, yeah. I was just trying to find something that will attract, the reader to like want to open it up and check
Exactly.
out the story. Yeah.
Yeah, the cover is, the first thing people see. And so if I were in stores looking around and saw that on the shelf, it would draw my interest.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Mhm.
Yeah.
And did you also have someone design Ebonology's cover, or was that your own?
Now that one I did. I actually did that one through Canva. I just kind of, Lisa, I just randomly found a theme, for those poetry books, with the whole hoodie, with the no face. And I just kind of was just going through the internet, and I was just trying to come up with something. At first it seemed a little hokey, but then I was thinking, because my brother, he was giving me a lot of problems with it. He was like, "Oh, that looks ghetto, that looks thuggish," and I was like, "Well, they wore hoodies in the biblical days, back in the Bible. They had hoodies on, walking around and tombs and stuff. Um, but it's just basically it's just I try to capture the essence of an author or a writer, you know, in their own world or whatever, in their own existence. I'm thinking, okay, who doesn't wear hoodies, right? I mean, I still wear hoodies, what I mean? So just try to capture a theme, that could to generate across the board. It's not nothing really ethnic about it. It's not nothing racial about it. Uh, those poetry books, I mean, yeah, it's coming from my perspective. It's coming from an African American Black man perspective, but these are themes that I think can generate across all lines. Everybody knows, everybody experiences love and hate, joy and pain, life and death. These are general themes that we all experience, regardless of where you come from. And that's kind of where I went. I had a really. It took me a year to write that last book, Lisa. That last poetry book. I had to really sit back and I actually ponder on some things. The first book, those were poems that I had already written from years ago, and I just put them all together. Second book, kind of the same thing, but this book, I actually really had to sit back and like, come up with some ideas. And I didn't want to do the same thing over it. The last two books, I had pictures and different things and colors. This one, it was just kind of like, I just want to do something a little bit more focused, zeroed in on the text and what it was talking about. Um, it's a little bit topical. Some of the poems, and I got like a few small little short stories mixed in with the poems. Um, but I just wanted to do some touch on something topical. But I wanted people to walk away feeling like they've actually took something with them. They actually learned something, or they had an experienced something with those books, with those poetry books.
Did you find I know you said that the first one was from poems that you had been working on for years, and this one was a lot different. So I guess I might answering my own question. You've seen a lot of difference or changes between the first book and the third book.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The first book, I was going through a period where I was experiencing a lot of death. People in my family were just dropping off, dying left and right. And poems was like a release for me, just to kind of escape or whatever. I put my music on and just would start writing. I have a little bit of a background in music, as far as rapping and all that. So I just kind of condensed that, to just poetry. And and so I had some of those poems were, like I said, they were kind of old, they were from years, when I was going through that. And then, but this book, it took me about a year, from last year up until about a couple of months ago, um, to really sit down and actually focus on what was going on, right now. And so it was a little bit of a stretch. Some of y'all, I mean, y'all think, you've read it, and Cheryl and a few other people I've, read it, and it was like, man, you know, this one I think, it's gonna really touch people. And I was like, I hope so. I hope so.
Do you have a poem you like to share from the book?
See, I gotta be ready for you. I wasn't oh, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Because I mean, because I kind of went off script with this book.
Mhm.
I didn't follow like the general format per se. I
Right.
mean, some of the poems may run a couple of pages.
Mhm.
I just didn't really, I kind of went into story form, but I will share. I can't really recite it word for word, but I will share uh, one of the poems. I can remember when the crows used to laugh. That was the name of it, and I could talk about it. It's basically reminiscing on a time, again, back in the '70s when I was a kid, um, where summer times, kids were out of school, we out playing on the block, and um, ice cream man, that whole experience. We'd have to see the ice cream man, everybody would
Yeah,
like just get happy, and
we still
uh,
have one in our neighborhood.
yeah, I kind of see him, here and there sporadically, and it just kind of reminisces on that, playing with friends, and it just seemed like much more simpler time. And one of my neighbors is playing James Brown in the background very loud, and we all started dancing out in the street. And then later, in the second half of the poem, my brother takes me to see a scary movie, and I remember being shook up, being scared. I was scared to go to sleep, and my grandfather was still alive, and he was staying with us, and he was up smoking his pipe, tobacco, and I could still smell that fragrance, that aroma, from his tobacco, and I went in there and I grabbed his leg, and he just told me, hey, you ain't got to be scared of nothing, I'm here, and you know God is gonna watch you too, something like that. He just kind of held me, and took me to bed and tucked me in and said a prayer, and that was kind of the end of the poem, but in so many words to sum it up. Um, but yeah, it's just, it talks a lot about, I kind of got a little bit more personal with this book as far as family stuff. Um, I kind of made reference to, there's a poem called What Stays in the Family. I kind of made reference to certain isolated incidents that may have, occurred in my family. And then in between the poems, there's little short stories. There's one that talks about modern dating. You know, I was just kind of having fun with that. I mean, I want people to smile. I don't want people to get depressed and sad. I want to entertain as well as try to maybe enlighten or educate. But it talks about, and so that story, I tried to. I went back. I kind of went back to my rapping days when I used to rap. So I tried to put it like almost in a rap. Everything was kind of rhyming. Every other sentence was rhyming or whatever. But I was also telling a story. I had dialogue, and so you had the men and the women dialoguing with each other, and that was called that poem is called "Everything Is Everything Except Everything." That's the name of that poem. Story. I'm sorry. And then the other story, I talk about the dynamics between juniors and seniors. I'm a junior, and my dad was a senior, and that's that whole thing about kids wanting to borrow money or get asked for money to go somewhere, and my dad just pulled out a stack of bills like this, wrapped up in a rubber band, and just laid it on the table like a deck of cards, and come here, son, and explained to me. He said, do you see this bill? Blah blah blah. And he said, what do all these bills have in common? And I took my glasses off and looked, and I said, They all got your name on them, Dad. He's like, that's right. My name was on all these bills, you know. So how you gonna ask? So you would rather give up these liberties that you have here to eat and have electricity and this, that, and to go out and play, hang out with your friends at the mall? Is that what you're saying? I was like, sorry, I didn't even think about it like that. And so when he left, I wait for mom to come home. I just go ask mom for money, you know. Mom just give it up, you know. Want me to drop you off? You and your friends? No, yeah, you know. So it was just that whole dynamic. I just kind of I get a little bit personal, you know, with with Ebonology Book 3. And hopefully people can smile, have a good laugh.
I like books that take it to the personal level, that you really get to know the writer.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm the type of person that likes to, really get under the skin and get to know people, about what they're all about. So
yeah,
yeah, it's the kind of book that will do that for you, as well as Two Peas in the Pod, because you brought in some things that you've experienced and turned it into a work of fiction that's believable because you've lived that life.
yeah. I had when I was younger, I was a lot more militant, I guess. I was all about, power to the people and we got to fight the power and part of me, I guess, is still kind of like that. But it took me having to travel and being around different people, talking to different people. And, Lisa, what I discovered is we're not a whole lot different, except for the shade on our skin. We have more in common than we realize, and so my views began to change, as I got older and I began to understand, especially like living in a town like Vegas, you got everybody here from all over the world. And I began to realize that. And then, so that's how I started approaching my writing, Yeah, I do talk about certain topics, that may be a little uncomfortable. Two Peas in a Pod also deals with child abuse. Um, but these things do happen, things do occur. But I think the overall message I'm trying to convey is, man, when you look in the mirror, you have to realize that I'm not much different than the man over here or the man over there. We all experience and share pain, and we also share happiness as well.
Well, child abuse needs a voice. Race relations need voices.
Mhm.
And you need a voice that says, we're not all that different. I
Yeah,
think that the history, um, for God's ears, I hope we can maintain the history because we always need to know what happened,
yeah,
and so to bury the history, you know, the way that we can fight that burial is to keep writing more books that say, this is the history. I
yeah,
don't care, you can dig a hole, you can set fire to books, you can ban them all you want, but I can still talk and I can still write, and I
yeah.
can still talk of this history. So it's not gonna go away, because I'm not gonna let it happen.
Right, right. That's kind of how the my first series of books, the Hattie Harris books, they're a historical fiction, crime, action, type of thriller type books. And those books are very angry, and militant, violent, and profane. I must admit, I was going through the back. I was reading one of those books the other night, and I was like, wow, this is vulgar. I had to go back and change some things and re-release it. But nah, I mean, but it's honest, it's just presenting those times in a very direct and honest way. And you had the main protagonist, the main character who wasn't gonna take none of that. And she rebelled, you know.
Mhm.
Uh, that's kind of where that comes from. So, but I didn't want to, also, Lisa, I didn't want to be stuck as a one trick pony. I wanted to have be able to be versatile and talk about other things like Papa's Boys, right?
Mhm.
Just talks about a family. Uh, Happens to be black, but I'm very happy about that book. I'm very proud of that book because I don't talk about stereotypes. It's just a
Right.
it's just a family. Anybody could read that book and relate to it and be like, oh wow, you know.
Mhm.
So that's kind of where I'm trying to get to. Um, I have other things, and as you know, in the works that's I'm slowly trying to put together. But I'm a kind of a one man army over here. You know, I don't have a team or anything, a lot of support. But I also want to say, while I got you here, Lisa, I really do appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. You know, you opening up your platforms and putting out, especially like Black artists, African American authors and stuff, and giving us a highlight and shine like that. I really do appreciate that. And that means, I mean, you do it consistently. It's not, if you, I mean, you've maintained contact with me over the years, and I'm here for you, sis. Anything you need.
Well, always here for you. Always here for you, Juntu. I'm glad we connected again here today. We probably should do it again when your book comes out to have a little celebration. Maybe we should have a book launch party for you.
Hey,
I'd be glad to host that.
yeah, you know what? I may just do that, Lisa, because that's gonna be a big thing. I'm just like really hyped about it. I may not look like it, but I'm just been doing backflips over here, man. Just anticipation, because I know it's a book that's timely, especially right now with everything that's going on, that could possibly bring people together.
Are you still doing work with hip hop?
No, ma'am. When I left Seattle, that was pretty much it. I'd
Mhm.
I don't even really, honestly, I don't even listen to hip hop like I used to. But it was just something I got caught up into with my friends, and I got relatives there in Seattle who are into hip hop, who actually have records and music out. And there's an underground hip hop scene up there that I got caught up in. But yeah, when I left back in 2010, that was kind of it for me. Yeah.
What do you find to do when you're not writing books? What do you like to do for fun?
Oh, well, besides going to shows, yeah, I like to shoot a little bit of that pool. Uh,
Mhm.
I enjoy fishing, a little basketball. I got to get in shape. I'm out of shape. I tried to play basketball the other day, and I was like, I got to get in shape.
To get
So
your wind
exercise,
back.
yeah, I got to drop a few calories, Lisa. I'm kind of, I'm a little stagnant right now, but yeah, I mean, I guess the most enjoyable thing because you got to get outside. You can't just sit in the computer all day, 24 hours a day. So I just like going outside, getting a little sunshine, getting a little air. There's an area out here called Lake Mead. It's a national park. It's huge. I'll go out to Lake Mead and just hang out, just look at nature and, go fishing or something, just different things of that nature. As I got older, I enjoy the simpler things in life.
Sounds nice to me. I used to fish a lot, and then when my daughter came along, I was teaching her how to fish. And as you may know, with teaching a young person how to fish, you don't get much fishing done. So I ended up kind of handing over the reins to her, so to speak. And so I would just hang out, when she got the hang of it, I would just kind of hang out and just enjoy just being outdoors and didn't really care if I caught a fish or anything. Most of the time I didn't even, do anything with them anyway. It just was more of the sport of it, I guess. I
Yeah.
was raised to learn how to fish when I was a kid with a cane pole. And, and we'd have a big fish feast when we'd all come back from Ohio, when we lived in Ohio from the lake out there. But yeah, I haven't held a fishing pole in probably 30 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. The last
Yeah.
time I saw one, my daughter accidentally cast it and went right in the ocean, and that was the end of that.
Hey,
So,
it's just,
yes.
it's just good therapy. It really
Mhm.
is good therapy. Oh, I also enjoy bowling too. I like to bowl.
Yeah, yeah, I like to bowl. We have a bowling alley right down the street here. And my
Yeah.
daughter is in the Special Olympics bowling league in the winter, and
Okay.
has had a grand time of it. It's so fun to watch these kids out there. She's not a kid anymore, but watch these adults out there bowling, and yeah, they have a big blast of fun. Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
So, well, you ever get out to North Carolina, I've got plenty of fishing and bowling and everything else out here.
Okay, I've never been. Well, I've been to New York once.
Mhm.
As far as the east, as far as being east, I went there in '87 with my brother and sister, and that's when New York was different, man. It was yeah, it was different then, but it was an experience. I don't know if I could ever live there, but
Yeah.
yeah, but it was definitely an experience. I thought the cab driver was gonna kill us, coming from the airport. They drive crazy, man.
Yeah, they drive pretty crazy there. I did my practicum out there and it would have been okay to live there if it's just me, but I had a family, so I would never work. So, but
Yeah,
I don't think I'd really like living in a big city. I'm more a smaller town girl, and yet I live in Raleigh, but it seems small town now because everybody just grabs their little piece of the town and lives around there. So I
yeah.
don't even venture out way far. So anyway. So when is the publication of your book? Do you have a date?
For two peas in a pod, I'm gonna have to coordinate that with Pegasus, but I am pushing for a holiday release. Uh,
Okay.
I mean, right now it is currently available on ebook format
Mhm.
only, but for the hardcover and paperback and whatnot, I'm pushing for a holiday release. So
This
hopefully
holiday?
this holiday, hopefully in December. Hopefully,
Wonderful.
I'm
So we should have a book launch for it in January because
yes,
everybody be broke in December.
yeah,
We'll have one in January. So just get up with me. We'll set it up. That'd be good.
yes,
We can have as an online party.
yes,
Talk to
yes.
Miss Cheryl. She'll tell you we have good times at our book launches.
Okay. Yeah,
Her
I will
book's coming
definitely.
out in February. I'm producing her book in February. So
Whose book?
Cheryl,
Oh,
next book,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes. I wanted to hit it right during Black History Month. I want to give her that month. So
Nice.
it'd be Cheryl month. So
Okay.
I look
Okay.
out for my
Nice.
sister. So
Yeah,
well,
absolutely. Yeah.
Juntu, it's been a pleasure talking with you. I wish someday we could meet in person. You just never know. Maybe when I retire, I'll drive out that way. We've
When,
talked about doing some travels around the United States when we retire, so you never know.
hey, if you do make it to Vegas, Lisa, hit me up. Let me
I
know.
will.
I'll link up with you guys and we'll go have dinner or something.
Okay, sounds good.
All
Juntu,
right.
it's been great. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Now, thank you, Lisa. God bless you. Thank
God
you.
bless you.